after the fight, Paul Daley gets on the microphone and addresses Michael Page. There has been a feud brewing between the two Englishmen, and then they catch him on camera going up to Page. No punches thrown, no sort of physical altercation, if you will, but words were definitely exchanged. So let's bring in Mr. Michael Venom Page to talk about this and a whole lot more. He joins us now on the phone. Michael, are you there?
Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Michael. I appreciate you coming on. Of course, there was a lot of buzz, and it was unfortunate we couldn't watch it live here in the United States. But when it happened, everyone was talking about it. So if you can, tell us from your perspective, what happened? What happens after the fight when Paul Daley leaves the cage?
You know what? Before I even go into Paul Daley, I just wanted to, I was kind of annoyed, a bit disappointed with Bellator on this one. My boy, Alfie Davies, unfortunately was a swing bout. And, you know, as it goes, that's annoying in itself. He was then put on after the main event, which, you know, it happens. And, he was warming up for about 3 hours on and off because they wasn't sure if they was going to put him on before or after. But then when he finally actually got into the cage, I don't know who called it, but they actually took down the cameras.
Oh.
So, you know, I know the hard work that we put in the cage. And to everyone, that's the one thing you want. Is people to see, you know, all the work that you put in, and they actually had taken down the cameras. So if anybody just wants to go and check my page, he hit someone. I call it the shotgun back kick because he folded someone in half. It was probably one of the best knockouts on the night, and it wasn't filmed. So I'm a bit disappointed with that, but happy for him. I had two other teammates on the night destroy it, Michael Shipman and the Prince Amir, also winning his fight. So. I just want everyone to go into my fan page and just check out that back kick and show him some support, please.
Well done. Yeah. Well said.
Obviously hearing Paul Daley, call me out, I kind of expected it because I felt he went in there knowing that if he wins the fight, he would automatically call out Douglas Lima. Going for the belt, and if he lost, which he did, he was gonna call me out. So I think that was just very tactical. But I have to say I'm extremely disappointed, and I've lost like all respect for Paul Daley, and it's not because of him calling me out. I have to say. After the main reason was his mum was left in the crowd, distressed and angry after the incident. And obviously, knowing that your family's there, you have to be careful about, you have to be professional about how you handle yourself. And I had to kind of explain and calm her down. We had a lovely conversation, although it was tense. I had to calm her down. It left her feeling a lot better afterwards, obviously, but. I would never put my mother in that situation where having to, fend my battles over something that I caused. So I have to say I've lost a hell of a lot of respect for him.
Wow. So what happens? He comes out of the cage and just sees you and goes up to you? And what is said?
Well, no, not at all. I find it funny because there's a time and a place for everything. And
sure.
Since the altercation, actually, since all the hype started, we've been at a couple of events where we've been sitting across the room from each other, and he has this was the first time he's looked me in my eyes, yeah, and he did it. He decided to do it then. I was a bit annoyed, but then at the same time, I found it a bit funny because. One, if he exited the cage the opposite way, within 5 steps, he could have looked me straight in my face. And there was hardly anybody around on that side. But he went out the opposite way and then decided to create a scene and charge towards me. I hadn't actually said anything to him at the time. So I actually I would love to actually hear what triggered him to turn around and charge at me anyway. So I hadn't said anything. I hadn't shouted anything. I hadn't waved at him. I hadn't sighed. There was nothing. So... Again, I think he's just trying to sell another fight and distract people from what the whooping that he actually got in the cage. But I just find it funny that he decided to run across. He might as well have shouted, "Hold me back, hold me back."
He said, "Hold me back, hold me back."
No, I'm saying he might as well.
Oh, it might
have
as
shouted
well.
that
Yes.
because-
But what did he actually say to
Yeah,
you?
he might as well have shouted. To be fair, I just wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
When you have someone rushing towards you in that manner,
Yeah.
the first thing I was thinking of doing is hitting him straight away, and that's just purely on self-defense.
Yeah.
I'm not that way inclined, but the pure aggressive way he was approaching me with him and his training partner or whoever that other idiot is, that you can't walk towards someone like that and not expect them to defend themselves. So they charged towards me. Luckily, he didn't get to that point because my coach stepped in the way and pushed them back anyway. But he could have caused a very big incident at that particular time. And like I said, he could have purely called me into the cage, and I would have gladly walked in. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's a way of doing it, and I think he did it the safe way.
What did you make of his performance against Rory?
It was horrible. It was it felt like Paul. You know, when you watch, I've watched in the back room when you're warming up for a fight. You have a training partner helping you out. It just felt like Paul Daley was in there as Rory McDonald's training partner, and Rory absolutely destroyed him. And I find it funny that he had immediate excuses after the fight, and that just shows your character, because he got completely schooled in every area, and his excuse was, oh yeah, he took the safe way out. He decided to take me down. He knew that he's better than me there. Now, why does he know that? You're supposed to be an established MMA fighter. It shouldn't be a case of, you know that you can take me here and win. You know, you should be working on all areas of your game. So I just feel like, you came immediately after losing. You should have the decency to congratulate someone for that kind of performance.
This morning, I woke up to an email from Paul Daley. He sent it to me at 6:23 a.m. Eastern time. And this is what he said. I just want to read it to you. It's very quick. He said, heard you got the unproven social media created, Facebook funding, injury-prone, trouser kickboxer, and grade A pum-pum, a.k.a. Pussy Page on your show. I may have lost to one of the best fighters in the world, but I still got something left in the tank to whoop that punk's ass. Just out of nowhere, email from Paul Daley.
Again, it just shows me that I've obviously got to him in what I was saying before. And again, I only said it because I was offended. Someone that I classed at the time as a friend, and not necessarily a friend that you call up. You go out on the weekend, but just someone when you see them, when you're in their presence, it's nothing but respect. We've had multiple laughs and jokes, multiple conversations on all the promotions, and when we're together, and then he turned around and started, being disrespectful about me. This is the sole reason. This is the sole source of where this all stemmed from. So that's where it initially happened. Obviously, I started giving my digs back online. That's how I prefer to do it. I'd make it a bit more comedic. And obviously it's touched him, and he's now furious. But I offered the fight. He didn't take it, but now it's on my terms. After a performance like that, it's on my terms. He said it's going to be next year or something that we wanted to fight. I'm telling you now, it's when I want it to happen. And I am, the same way Mayweather said, I am the A side in this action. Because after that performance, I'm telling you, he's lucky that he's lucky I even take the fight, because it was embarrassing, in my opinion.
Okay, so when do you want this fight to happen?
I would love for Bellator to set up another show immediately in London.
Uh-huh.
And I think, I owe it to the London crowd as my injury this time. I would love to come back here as soon as possible. I think me and him alone will fill this place. I think the hype around this fight is going to be insane. And it's very few times you're ever going to see two English fighters, cause so much hype for one bout. And I think we need to get it done as soon as possible. I don't want to wait till next year. I want it done now. I want my next fight to be him.
How is your knee? How serious is the injury?
again, for me, it's probably the first time I've ever had a disagreement with my coach, because I just wanted to do it. I think that's just the fighter in all of us, but I just wanted to do it. I know in my head I was like, it's just going to be 15 minutes, but it was causing me problems, and everything my coach was saying was correct, but I still just wanted to fight. It was in my hometown. I had a lot of people come out to support me. It was hard to even want to go to the fight, and I have to say I actually felt I lost a lot of motivation immediately afterwards, because again I've been putting in a lot of work, and then to not fight, it did knock me a little bit. But weirdly enough, I think what Paul Daley did definitely ignited some energy in me, man, and I'm good to go. Like, he's just helped me. He's just helped me, almost inspired me just from his actions and his antics. So I am ready to go.
So let's just say
it's funny because he's lost twice now in London, and he's probably going to get another main event after losing so badly both times. He's definitely going to get another main event in London if we're able to do it again in London. And I think, this is going to be his third strike, and he's out. He needs to go and change jobs.
So as far as the knee, like 2-3 months away, you're good. This is not a serious thing.
No, I'm just going to kill the rehab.
Okay.
I'm seeing a specialist soon. He's going to be helping me through all the exercises and whatnot. It was an old injury, so I've just done it again, and it just seemed to happen. It happened during my camp, and it was not so bad. And then my coach could see it affected me. I was trying to hide it, in all fairness. Then it happened again just before the fight. Like, I tweaked just the way I felt. I landed on it, and he was like, "I can't put you in there." And I just wanted to just strap up, just put something over my knee and just get it done. So it's not that bad. I'll be able to, get back in very soon, hopefully.
Anything happened between you two after the cameras were off, backstage? Like, was there any other incidents on Friday?
No, that's not me. Like,
yeah.
For me, it feels like a waste of time. That's why I found it amusing, because there's been multiple times if you really wanted to do something to me, he would have done it. It just felt very fake and like very desperate to distract people from his performance. That's how I see it. I just left afterwards. They wanted to do a few interviews. I knew what everyone's going to talk about.
Yeah.
And once again, this time, I was the main event without even stepping in the cage this time.
That is true. And you wanted to save your comments for this show, right?
100%. 100%. No, for you, man.
I appreciate that. So you think that you can retire, Paul? Like, after what you will do to him, you foresee him switching gears in his life?
I don't. You know what I find quite interesting. Again, you kind of have to respect him, because he is a powerhouse in terms of his fighting style. He's got that kind of puncher's luck, because he's got devastating power in both hands. He's got that puncher's luck, and the fights that he's had, he's been able to take out some good fights and had some good fights. But what I find funny is his most memorable achievement is a loss in his career against Diaz. When I think about it like that, he's not great. He's not a good fighter. His record shows that. And I think after I finish him, he needs to just leave. I think he can probably take some work up in Amsterdam in one of those blue windows.
What? What are you talking about? What's a blue window?
Trust me, ask around, you'll get it.
All right. By the way, a lot was said after your last fight. I said it as well. I want to see you take a step up in competition. Paul Daley certainly is a step up in competition, but I'm just curious, as you're sitting there on Friday and you see what Rory did to Paul Daley, and in my opinion, Rory is one of the best welterweights in the world. Again, witness the fact that he has a win over the current UFC champion and #1 contender. How far away do you think you are from the Rory McDonalds of the world?
Rory McDonald was an amazing performance, extremely technical. I love technical fighters, because regardless of us being in the same division, you can learn from watching people that are technical like that. This is why I don't care for just people that just go out and brawl. It inspires me to go back and work hard. And you know what? I still believe in the next couple of fights after Paul Daley, depending on what I'm looking to, where we're looking to go from Paul Daley in terms of fights, because I think it's only going to be the top three, top five that I need to be fighting now anyway.
Yeah.
So he's not that far off, and I still feel there's a lot of areas that I need to improve on, but I'm hungry for that fight.
That would be fun. Of course, next he's fighting for the belt and all that, but I wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to see you versus Paul Daley right off the bat. That shot of you two sitting next to each other with Scott Coker in the middle was, I mean, just very riveting just to look at. The body language. And then now, there's a new layer to the feud, if you will, with what happened on Friday. I think this could be one of the, the biggest money-making fights that Bellator could put on, at least for the next year or so. So hopefully it happens next, and we stop playing around and having you guys fight other people.
100%. You know it's going to be that stand-up fight, because I actually guarantee you in that fight, he's going to try and take me down. I guarantee it. And like he was talking about, Rory taking the safe option. I guarantee he tries to take me down when we fight, because he's not going to handle my striking. He's not going to handle my movement. He's not going to handle my precision. He's going to feel lost. He's a very emotional fighter as well. And that's going to drive him to make the very bad mistakes in that fight.
Can't wait. I cannot wait for that. Wow. Well, very rare to see, as you said, two Englishmen having a feud like this. And Friday was interesting stuff. Appreciate you coming on, Michael, and talking to us. Hope you get well soon, get healthy, and that we can finally see this fight. It would be a lot of fun to watch. So thank you so much for coming on and telling us what happened.
There's one other thing.
Yeah.
Me and Scott Hurst are working on something big in MMA, so just have a look. I can't say anything more than that.
What kind of what
I'm
is
gonna
this?
leave you with that.
What?
I'm leaving you with the cliffhanger. This is like an episode of Game of Thrones or something. I'm leaving with the cliffhanger. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But thank you for having me on the show, man.
Wow.
It's always a pleasure.
Damn, you're gonna leave me like that, huh, Michael? All right. I'll keep bugging you. That is a good cliffhanger. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Take care.
All right, there he is, MVP, and I cannot wait. I truly believe that fight, that feud now is one of their biggest. It's one. I mean, it feels legit. It feels authentic, and they'll be showing that clip, I would imagine, for many weeks and months to come.